So, hi everybody. How's your day going? Good. How's the bagels? Had good bagels. Okay, so my name's Ariba. I've been volunteering with CVUO or Campus Vibes for almost a year now. And I'm just doing this presentation to give you guys like really basic information on what a club is, what you might need to start a club, and what services CVUO will give you if you register as a club with us. So the first thing I wanted to go through is a couple of definitions of what a club technically is, because probably every club that you've seen on campus is probably not technically called a club. It might be called an association. Sorry. Yeah, so it might be called an association. If you are a club that is underneath maybe the Student Science Association or the Engineering Society, you're probably called an association because you work underneath them and they probably help you out and give you extra funding and stuff. But if you're not like associated with any of them, you're just called a club. But just as a general term, I'm probably going to say club, but I also mean association at the same time. So to start a club or an association, you need 2 signing officers, which are the main like representatives of your club. They also are the people that are the main point of contact for CVUO and also probably the people that are the main point of contacts for your club's finances. So before I like continue on, have you guys ever had like a crazy idea that you want to start a club? Like any cool club ideas that you want to start on campus?
That was like here. That was me.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So what was your idea?
I went to Luisa and I said, Luisa, we need to integrate.
What was your idea?
Latin American heritage.
Oh,
Because
okay.
Yeah,
So you started.
all the Caribbeans had their clubs and like the Palestinians and Middle
Yeah.
Eastern and the Asian. It's like we don't have something for Latino.
Yeah.
So we just went through it. And, like,
Yeah. Has anybody else had any other ideas? No.
everything
I thought it would be so fun to start like a garage band type of club. It's like a U Ottawa club, but like it's just people that don't know how to play band, but they suck.
We are.
Yeah, okay. So I stole your idea.
The casual band, yeah.
Oh, okay, vibes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I came up with that idea independently. I didn't snub your idea. I'm joking. So to start your club, there's a couple of things that you need to make sure. The first thing is that obviously that there's no other club on campus that has the exact same idea as you do. So I probably couldn't go and register my cool idea because you guys are already running your cool club. But your idea, if you have a novel idea and you go on the CVUO website and you see that there's no other club that, has the same mission that you want, you can go through the process of starting your own club. So there's a couple of things that you want to do. The first thing is that you need to get 25 signatures in support of your club. These 25 signatures don't necessarily need to be people that are going to be members of your club, just people that want to support your idea. And a great way to do that is to go through your own social media pages and post them there and harass people in your classes to support your idea. So once you have your 25 signatures, you can get started on writing a constitution. So there's a great presentation going on in the other room that you guys can attend at the same time, but there will be a recording on what you can put in your club's constitution and what not to put in your club's constitution. Yes.
Yeah. So we started really fast and like really improvised, and we were going through our constitution and we realized our constitution sucks. Is there a way to change our constitution in this video?
Yes, there is. I will get to it a little bit later, but basically if you go through your club's portal, you are able to kind of change your club's constitution. So in your club's constitution, that's basically just a handbook for what your club should and shouldn't follow, and what you want to do with your club, how many executive members you want to have on your club, what events you want to have in your club. And it's basically just a way for you to make sure that you're running your club as smoothly as possible. There's a couple of things that people kind of miss on their constitution, and those are meetings. So if you do start a club, you can't just start a club and not do anything with it. You need to have at least one executive meeting per semester, one general meeting per semester where anybody on campus can come in and join. You also need to have at least one event per semester. You can obviously have more, but this is like the bare minimum of what a club is. And also really importantly, you need to outline in your constitution executive transition. So if you are a large club that has more than 25 people, you need to have a fair election to get people into the executive positions. And if you are a smaller club, you don't necessarily need to have an election, but you do need to have a fair process. So we do recommend that you post positions and have interviews. You can't just pick your bestie as your executive. The other thing that you would need to start up your club is a cute club logo. We do recommend that your club logo is bilingual because we are a bilingual university, but sometimes I know that you just want your club logo to look cute and you don't want like 50 words on it. So that's fine, but it is highly recommended that it is bilingual. And once you do create your club logo, it will be on the CVUO website as well for everybody to see. The other thing that you would need for your club is social media pages. So Instagram, Twitter, whatever the youngins are doing. And the other cool thing that we can do for you guys is that if you guys send your social media posts to CVUO, we can post them on our stories and post them on our social media pages. If you are a new club that's starting out, we can help you get a little bit more like exposure that way. So if you guys do have a cool idea that you want to get started on, you can go on CVUO and register your club. It might take a couple of weeks for you to get approved. You need to make sure that all of the things that I mentioned earlier are a part of your club and you have a well-written club's constitution. But if you do have an original idea, it shouldn't take that long to get approved. And once you are approved, you will get access to the CVUO Clubs portal. And so the club's portal is essentially where you can access a lot of things to help you run your club pretty smoothly. So you will have a club ID, you will get access to see where your funding's at. You can apply for funding through there. You can also make those changes that you wanted to do to your club's constitution. You want to change your signing officers. You want to change your logo, make it cuter, change your social media links. You can do that all through the club's portal. Another really important thing that you can do through the portal is access any of the other centers that UOSU provides. So like the Center for Students with Disabilities, the Sustainability Center, the Bilingualism Center. These are all like resources there for you to help you guys have like a really accessible event, a sustainable event, because sometimes you might not know what to do, but we have all the resources there to help you do that. So the other thing that goes through the club's portal is your club's funding. So in order for you to receive funding, there are a couple of things that you need to do. So like I mentioned earlier, you will need to have those 2 signing officers. And so your signing officers are people that will have access to all your club's banking, online banking, and all of that stuff. And they don't necessarily have to be your VP treasurer, but it probably will be a lot easier for you guys if they are. You can have more than 2 signing officers, but that is just the minimum requirement. So once you know who those people are, you can go ahead and request a bank letter. So you can go through the CVUO website, ask us for a bank letter to open up an official club account, because you can't just have funding go to your personal accounts. And it will take a few days to process, but once you know who your sending officers are and what bank you want to go to, you can come to us and request a letter. The other thing that you need to get funding is you need to create a budget. So your budget should outline what you need the money for, essentially, in detail of what event you're running, what you will need for the event, and how much it will cost. And you can submit all of that through the club's portal that has a new funding application thing. So I'm not sure if you guys have applied to funding beforehand, but I'm not sure if you guys have done funding beforehand, but it used to be by semester. We have changed the process a little bit this year. So the club funding is now done through cycles kind of. And there are new dates on when you can submit your club funding. It's no longer through any of the Excel sheets or anything. It's all going to be through the club's portal. There's going to be another platform there. And if you guys want a little bit more detail on the club funding, there was also another presentation done by Zach earlier that was recorded if you guys missed it. And he went through a little bit of more detail on what the new club funding system will look like. But essentially, you will need to submit your budget and all of your banking information. And once they go through that and approve it, it will be transferred automatically to your account. And then also, once you are done your event, you will also need to keep track of all of your finances through the form of receipts, just to make sure that you guys, all of the budget that you guys created is accurate. So you will need to submit all of your receipts back through the club's portal. And if you have any other finances left over at the end of your event, they will need to be returned to UOSU through like an e-transfer. The other thing that CBUO provides is club storage. So if you guys are a club that has a lot of big things that need to be stored somewhere, we do provide a service to help you guys store those things. So we kind of have two sections, I guess, of storage. There is T-Rex storage for a lot of bigger items and chicken storage for smaller items. Yes.
We've tried to kind of find information on it, and I guess it depends on the storage room, but how big generally is the T-Rex storage? Instruments. Big instruments.
Oh, we don't like, it's like three rooms. Three like closet like size room, like walk-ins closet size rooms. Maybe a little bit bigger,
Like about.
but how
one
many
room?
instruments, like what instrument, like how big are they just
It really depends on what instruments we end up having. Maybe a keyboard.
Yeah, that's fine. If you have one of each, that should be able to fit. But if you're like trying to put like 5 pianos in there, it's not gonna work.
Alright.
Yeah, there's no specific like requirements or specifications for T-Rex storage. It's kind of just what we can fit in the rooms at the time, and they are already pretty full. Yeah. You can come to the office and we'll take you down.
So we do recommend that you guys kind of request your storage needs at the beginning, because they do fill up pretty fast and we have limited space, but you are able to request storage at any point during the year. But it is probably a smarter idea to get that request in early in the semester.
The CBO portal.
Yes. The other thing that you can do is room booking. So if you started a club and you wanted to run an event somewhere on campus, you can go through your portal and it'll direct you to VEMS, which is another space where you can book rooms. We do recommend that you guys book your spaces at least at the very minimum, like 2 weeks before your event, because spaces on campus do like get booked up pretty quickly. So it is a smart idea to have your events planned beforehand and book them beforehand. Yes.
We couldn't attend like the BMS workshop because like we were on like the finance one. But we were trying to book a space, but we booked one that is a like random classroom where we don't know which classroom it is. So do you have an idea how much time it takes to like get the actual location? Like, because we need to start advertising that soon.
So do you mean you book a class and you don't know?
Yeah, like
Like
it said, like the BMS portal, it says like you book the classroom, like a location, but it just a like location.
Did you get a contract?
Like in university.
You should email congress@uottawa.ca about that. Like, if you guys have issues, we don't really control the VEMS portal. LCNR does it. If you're getting weird messages like that, like you booked a room and you don't know where the room is, you
Yeah.
should contact them about it. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so we do recommend that you guys book in advance. And yeah, if you do have any issues with it, you can try and contact us. We'll try and direct you to the right person, but you should usually just contact FEMS directly. The other thing that we provide are AV cards. So if your event requires any audio or visual equipment, you will need to get an AV card from us. And to request an AV card, you need to have your signing officers. Yes,
Like audio visual stuff, does it include stuff like microphones?
yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's
And
one
the
mic.
speakers, like, it's like this. If you want like additional mics, you would have to pay for it. This university. Yeah, it's just like pass that mic around.
Very easy.
It's not really like, well.
Yeah, so to get an AV card, you can get an AV card from our office in UCU. And it does not have to be your signing officer that comes to get the card. We just need to know who the signing officer is and what the event is, kind of type of thing, and what day the event is. And you can only have one AV card in your club at a time. The other thing is you can't just come get an AV card a week before your event. You have to get the card at like 2 days before your event or a day before your event. We cannot give it to you 3 days before your event. The system won't allow that. The other thing is that you need to make sure to return it at least 2 days after your event. Yeah, and you'll get multiple reminders to return your AV card because we do have a limited amount. And yeah, so please make sure to take care of them and give them to somebody responsible if you guys do have to take an AV card. So that's kind of essentially what CVUO provides. So we do help you with, like I said, all of your advertising for your club, any like club funding questions, any promotional things for your clubs. We also do organize things like this, like the club's conference, the club's fair that you guys probably saw throughout the week. We also have another club's fair in the winter. And we also have the Student Life Awards, which I'm not sure if any of you guys ever attended the Student Life Awards? No. Okay, so it's this really cool event that we do to kind of recognize all of the clubs on campus. And there's basically just awards for all of the different like nominations of different clubs that are like maybe like the best president, best sports club, best music club. And it's a really cool event that's going to happen in March. And nominations for the awards themselves are probably going to open up in February. So I highly recommend that you guys keep your eyes out for that and nominate yourselves and other clubs that you think are cool because it's a really fun event to come to. And the last thing is, I'm sure you guys do your clubs because you're really passionate about it, but it's also really nice to kind of get something out of it. So it's probably an important thing to log your volunteer hours and not just, do your club because you really like doing your club. It'd be nice to have something to show for it, especially if you put in a lot of hours for it. So to log your volunteer hours, you have to go through UOZone. And there's a lot of detailed videos on the slide deck on how to do that. But essentially, you would just have to open up your UOZone and go through the community navigator, log in all your hours there, and somebody on your team is a volunteer coordinator that will approve it, and you will have those hours logged for you, and you will have something to show for yourself. The only thing is that you must log those hours by the end of the year. If you don't log those hours by the end of the year, unfortunately, they don't really move over to the next year. So please make sure to do that. If you have any questions about how to log your volunteer hours, you can contact uottawa.ca. Yes.
Who would be the volunteer coordinator? It would be like someone from the club or an external person.
Yeah, it would be someone on the club. So somebody on the club has to register to be a volunteer coordinator. And there's instructions on the slide on how to do that. But yeah, it's essentially somebody on your club. But yeah, that's all from me. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. But that was
Are for all the PowerPoints and presentations that were made today, is that gonna be like posted somewhere?
Yeah, I'll send out a drive with all the presentations. The info with the volunteer hours is in your club's registration manuals. When you register, you got that registration email, all that stuff. Like most of this information is there. Some of it needs to be updated, but like the volunteer hours stuff is there.
I was kind of wondering, for like clubs that are over like 25 members, like, let's say we have like, is that like execs plus general and like members or like
Just
everyone? Okay, so if we had like volunteer members, like people who can sign up to be volunteers, like would they be considered members as well?
I think like what you need to ask yourself is like, are they benefiting from what your club is doing? Like, are they contributing or benefiting from it? Like, then they might become the rest of your club.
And if you guys have any other questions that ever pop up, you can email the external.
We just think about.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
See it?
That's new.
Okay.
Mariel, who is like our VP of logistics,